Good morning, Chris.
Morning.
So first of all, if we just get a quick introduction to yourself and, of course, Squawker.
So I'm CEO of Squawker, one of the co-founders. Squawker is a new venue that we're launching for sell-side block trading. It's based around providing solutions for high-touch firms, high-touch trading, sell-side pan-European, and taking what are, in effect, social networking concepts and applying them to trading. So quite different than an order book trading.
Interesting, it's not the only company that I've heard talking about this idea of trying to bring in social media to trading. How exactly is that embodying itself within Squawker?
So what we do is, it's based around the idea that we're not matching orders, we're matching counterparts. So we have a universe of counterparts on the system. Each firm can select their own subset of that universe, so they can in fact have their group that they want to be able to trade with. They share their interests in a sort of using IOIs, indicative orders and advertised trades, and where we've got a buyer and seller, we introduce them together and allow them to build volume and build a block trade just one-on-one in a private negotiation. So using the concepts around your group of friends, around chat, but applying it in a very structured way to actually build a genuine block.
So this is effectively internet dating for traders.
Well, in a sense, it is a type of dating, except it's not internet. Obviously, being financial services,
yes.
It's obviously it's all hosted. I know it's all hosted in Radiance, and it uses fixed connectivity. So what we're doing is we're combining fixed connectivity for full STP in and out of a firm's order management system. A total audit trail, so you've got the conversation, it's on the screen. Instead of being on a phone where it's difficult to track a conversation, we've got the full conversations in the system as a full audit trail, as well as that personal one-on-one interaction where you know you're actually conversing, engaging with another human to agree a block. It's not just a computer that you ping in and you get a yes you get a fill, no you don't get a fill. You're actually engaging and building a block with another human.
You know, this is has been the biggest complaint with HFT and all that sort of new world of trading, is that it's taken out that personal element, the fact that you can't have, much like the old phone traders, you can't have your group that you phone up, the people that you connect with, to get the best deal. And this hopefully will actually encourage better pricing.
Order book trading is really efficient. It's a very useful, it's incredibly efficient, it's a very low cost way of trading. The spreads are incredibly tight, but as it become more sophisticated, as people has become invested a lot more infrastructure into it, it's become very specific for a certain type of trading. That very high frequency, low latency, very small order trade sizes. I mean, the average trade size on the order books just keeps falling as their sophistication grows, it keeps falling. And that's diverging from the needs of those firms that want to do high-touch block trading. So that computerized trading gets more sophisticated, more efficient on the order books, but it's separating from the needs of those firms that want that high-touch block trading, and that's really what Squawker's addressing. It's that 10 to 15% of pan-European equity flow that wants to do block trading, that wants that high touch, and wants to engage with another person. And it's like, how do you find the counterpart? Well, you can telephone, you can put out IOIs, but it's difficult to find the other side, and it's difficult then to have a private, anonymous discussion with them. That's really what Squawker addresses.
But is there perhaps not a small worry that, as you were talking about the audit trail, that there'll be difficulties if you're saying, well, it's all a closed network, a single group of people that know each other, of if someone complains about not fulfilling best execution obligations, that they'll be able to say, well, if you hadn't used the social network platform, you would have found this.
Yeah, best execution obligations, they're owned by each individual firm, each individual trader. They have those procedures in place. Whether you're, in effect, what Squawker's doing is automating OTC trading. So they're almost separate subjects. The obligations of best execution stay with the investment bank, the market maker, the agency broker that is executing those trades, the agency broker that's executing that trade, they can't unload it onto a platform that is automating that way of doing it. What we do is we bring efficiencies to the OTC market so that you can quickly and easily find your natural counterpart, so you can negotiate in a controlled and structured way with anonymity, and it's just that efficiency that, as opposed to having to phone around and find it, and it's, you know, maybe you have to pay an intermediary, and it's difficult at the moment because there isn't a central venue for the sell side to do block trading. That is completely missing in Europe.
And this is helping to address that.
Yes.
So, as well as being here for Squawker, you were on a panel, first panel this morning, an incredibly lively one. Perhaps the most lively panel I've seen in a liquidity event so far. First of all, for you, what were some of the biggest things that came out of it?
Well, I think we had on there Deutsche Börse, Euronext, Chi-X, and then they're very much the order book model, and then we had Liquidnet and Squawker, which are very much the sort of the high touch, the block trading model. Liquidnet buy side, Squawker very much sell side. And so I think what's interesting is that for us is about seeing how much that divergence between the high frequency, the order book, the electronic, that computerized type of trading that is what Chi-X and Deutsche Börse and Euronext are all about, from the needs of those firms that do OTC, high touch, block trading, and it's just interesting to see that difference of approach and the difference of the business models.
And talking of differences, one of I think the big differences that came up was the discussions about consolidated tape and the pros and cons.
Yes.
Sharp intake of breath. What was interesting was to see how a lot of the big banks, big traders, they were saying that essentially it's going to destroy market data. If we give it away for free, suddenly it'll lose all value. What did you think about those comments?
Well, I think when you're talking about sort of the block trading, what is important is to be able to safely execute blocks without having that instant transparency in a way that just destroys through impact costs. When it comes to the publication, the transparency on the order books, the exchanges, the exchanges behave very differently from the MTFs. The MTFs actually are quite competitive the way they handle market data. The exchanges have a legacy business model. There's almost a media-driven business model where they're making a lot of money from the market data. And what hopefully we'll see over time is feeling brave enough to actually reduce their fees on market data, knowing that actually new business opportunities will come from that, but it's early days.
So it's fear of the unknown.
It is difficult for the exchanges because the exchanges have always been on the sort of the protecting end of the spectrum. They've got existing businesses that they protect. I mean, really what Squawker is whether it's Chi-X or Liquidnet or Squawker, I mean, they're all innovators bringing competition to bear. And for the exchanges that have that historical model of being the monopoly almost, it's tough for them either to innovate or provide new solutions. They're in a sort of protective mode, defensive mode. But times change.
We'll see where it goes. Thank you very much for talking to us. Really, really interesting stuff. People do want to find out more about Squawker. Where should they be looking?
Squawkertrading.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.